What's up guys, Bua Davis here. Today I want to talk about how you can easily make some projectiles and shoot fire from your player. So if it's something you are looking for, let's get started. First of all, I created some simple scene for us since it's winter already. Some winter theme is going on the background, and I have my player and some enemy ninja. For my enemy, what I have done is I just added Box Collider 2D, and I have added Rigid Body 2D and changed Gravity Scale to 0. That's all for our enemy. Now we need some fireballs, which will be our bullets, and I will leave a link to these bullets in the description. So if you want to use same assets, feel free to do it. If you have any other assets, you can also use them as well. I just liked it because it has some animations, and let's quickly create animations. So drag first fireball into your scene, and let's drag this project panel here. Let's resize a little bit. Let's rename it to bullets and click on the bullet, and in the animation window create. You can choose the folder which you will save your animations. I will call it bullets, and let's save. We can drag this first one and click shift and the last one, and it will select all of them. And let's drag it into our animator. Let's change sample size to something like 15. Click enter. It will make our animation slower, and if you press play here, play the animation clip, you will see how it looks. You can make it faster or slower, changing these sample rates. I will leave it as it is because it looks fine. And we can drag project panel back to here. So now we have our bullets, and I have also this explosion effect, and I will show you how both of them look. Let's press play. I want to show you how I did this explosion animation because you already saw this, how we did this bullet one, and process will be completely same. I will just leave link to both of them in the description so you can download and use them. Okay, now if we select our bullet, we need to add few components. First of all, it needs rigid body 2D. So rigid body, I will change gravity scale to 0, and I will add some circle collider 2D because we will need collider. Our collider is pretty big right now, so we can click on the edit collider and resize it a little bit like so. Okay, and we should tick is trigger because we will need it in the future, and I will explain why very soon. But first of all, our bullet now is ready. For my effect, this one, I don't have anything, it just have animation. Okay, and let's drag our bullets to our project, and it will make prefab for us to use. And we can delete this bullet from our scene, and we can also take this effect, explosion effect, and delete it as well. So I have two prefabs. One is for bullet and one is for explosion. Now, in our player, first of all, we will need empty game object. So let's create empty, and let's call it some fire position, fire pause, and let's place it here. Now, this is position from where your player will shoot. So if your player has some weapon or gun or something, you should add this empty game object to the end of your gun, and he will shoot from there. I will just shoot from my player's mouth, and we are ready to go and code some simple lines. So let's create new empty script, C# script. I already have prepared some empty scripts for us. I called it fireballs. You can call it anything you want. And let's drag this fireball script to our player. And let's open in Visual Studio. First of all, we will need few variables, as always. We will need public transform, and let's call it fire position for our empty game object that we added to our player. And second of all, we need public game object. Let's call it bullet. It will be for our bullet, for our fireball. And we don't need start method, so we can delete it. We only need update. And in update, we can say logic that if we press something, for example, mouse button, left mouse button, we can instantiate our bullet. So we can say if input get mouse button down, and the mouse button down is 0, because we are using left mouse. If you want to use right mouse, you can say here 1. Okay. And what we can do when we press mouse, we should instantiate, and if you have seen my previous videos, this instantiate will be familiar to you. But basically it takes 3 parameters. It takes game object parameter, position of it, and rotation. So for our game object, we want to instantiate obviously our fireball, which is bullet. For our position, we can say firepose.position. And for our rotation, we can also say firepose.rotation. Very simple line. We can save our script right now. So click on the Ctrl S or Command S if you are on Mac. And let's go back to Unity, let it compile, and let's see. We will need to assign those variables to our script. So click on player. Let's scroll down to fireball script, and as you see, it has 2 empty slots here. In the fire position, we will drag this empty game object that we created to shoot. So let's drag fire position to fire position, and for our bullets, we will drag it from our project, our bullet prefab. Okay, and if we hit press play now, what do you think? What will happen? Let's press mouse, and here it is. Our bullets are instantiated, but now we can shoot. We can shoot actually. So let's fix it. And we will need second script, and it will be projectile. I called it projectile, and let's drag this projectile into our bullet prefab. So select your bullet prefab, and let's drag our script there. Okay, our script is ready, and let's open our script. Here we will actually make our player to shoot our bullets. And for it, we will need few variables as usual. First of all, we will need some speed. So public float bullet speed to control our speed. We will need also reference to our rigid body. So we can say rigid body, and I will call it RB to be simple. And let's create one game object to our effect, and let's call it impact effect, and that's all we need. Now we can go in start, and first of all, let's get reference to our rigid body. So RB equals get component, and the component we want is rigid body 2D. And now we can say we can change velocity of our bullet by rb.velocity, and it will be equal to transform.right, which is just our x-axis, and we can multiply it by our bullet speed. And this will allow us to actually shoot and fire our fireballs. Amazing. We don't need any update here. But we also need our effect, as you remember, and for it we can create on trigger enter. On trigger enter 2D, found it, click enter and it will auto compile, and we can say here that we want to instantiate. Now this time we want to instantiate our impact effect. So our game object will be impact effect. Our position will be transform.position because it will be our bullet's position, and for rotation we can say quaternion.identity, which means zero rotation basically. And when we trigger something, some collider, we want to destroy our game object, otherwise it will stay in our scene forever and it will be bad for our performance and for looks of the game. So this is simple script. We can save it and go back to Unity. And now let's drag some empty spots into our script. So select your bullet prefab and scroll down. Where is our script? So for bullet speed, let's say something like 10, and it needs impact effect, as you see, and let's drag our effect here. And what we also need, just to make sure, actually I'll show you. If we press play right now and shoot, we can see that our impact effect is not destroying actually. So we should change it and fix it. And it has very easy fix. We can take this explosion and drag new empty script there. So I have destroy this empty script, and I will drag this destroy to my explosion right here. And let's open our destroy. And the script of this destroy will be very simple. We don't need any update or start. We will just say awake, click enter. It will auto compile. And let's say here destroy game object, and we can say some time, some small amount. Let's say 0.4f, for example. You can make this number smaller or bigger. Just play with your game and you will get to right number. So just save this script, go back in Unity, let it compile, and everything should work right now. But let's see. So let's take our explosion. It has destroy script. Okay, everything seems fine, and let's press play. And when we shoot, yeah, it destroys, you see. Amazing, guys. Our bullets are ready, and you can do a lot of things with this. You can add different animations or particle effects, and you can take this feature and implement it to your games. So if you like my content and want to see more interesting videos, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell not to miss any new upcoming videos. And if you have any questions, as usual, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. So thanks for watching and see you soon.